Welcome along to the very first episode of my new YouTube channel called TTV1 or Terrestrial Television 1, a show which we talk about many things important at the moment in time. Such as this very first episode, we're going to be discussing about the most important show ever to be broadcast on the BBC, the most distributed broadcaster in the entire world. Top Gear. Top Gear has halted Series 34, which for some reason is not good for the BBC, not good for this year as well, because this is the second time they've done this, and the last time they've done that was 18 years ago, back in 2006, which of course isn't really key, but which is not really a good idea at all. It says here, during film for Series 34 of Top Gear, Freddie Flintoff was injured whilst recording was taking place at Dunsfold Aerodrome in Surrey. The accident happened on the 13th of December of last year. The BBC chose the decision of not continuing the show's filming due to its being very, quote-unquote, inappropriate for the presenter. In a statement, the BBC has said, "We have sincerely apologised to Freddie and will continue to support him with his recovery. We understand this halting the show will be disappointing for fans, but it is the right thing to do and we will make a judgment about how best to continue later this year." Also, as well as that, the decision has also impacted the production team, said the BBC, adding that there will be a health and safety review of the show. Come on. The show has been going on for 21 years, okay? And in those 21 years, there have been controversial incidents here and there, everywhere they go. It's been like that all the time, of course. There's been incidents where someone's been made rude to a country or a race or any of that type of stuff, which, of course, is fairly wrong, in my opinion. Sometimes what Jeremy Clarkson used to say on Top Gear, mostly in Series 10, which was ridiculously the worst things he would have ever said on the show. Honestly, he made fun of Arabs, made fun of South Koreans, he made fun of any flipping people, he made fun of Americans, he made fun of anyone. He didn't even care. The BBC didn't even bother to even look at the footage. They didn't even care. They thought, oh, it's fine, it's a joke, they're going to get away with it. They did. But what if Jeremy Clarkson punched a producer in the face and then they fired him right off the thing like that? It's really not really key at all, to be honest. I don't see the point why they would do that. Yes, of course, I'm going to go a bit off topic, but we'll get back on to this. Top Gear, one of the broadcaster's most successful and exported programs, like I said before, has had a series of different presenters since its inception back in 2002. December's accident was not the first Flintoff has suffered since he first began presenting the show. He crashed into a market stall in Mansfield in 2019. In September of the same year, he also crashed during a drag race while he was filming at Elvington Airfield in Yorkshire, but walked away unharmed. As well as that, with Freddie Flintoff and his incidents and stuff like that, it is fair enough, but Top Gear really need something really good, because I personally am a fan of Top Gear, for the fact, as well as that. But with many incidents here and there and everywhere you go, I think it's not really an ideal situation where you'd be Top Gear is really good, Top Gear is really rubbish, all that type of stuff. I grew up around the three most respectable presenters on the show: Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. All three of them were presenting Top Gear for 12 years, and 20 series and 12 years they were presenting the show. And that was the best part ever. One of Top Gear's previous presenters, Richard Hammond, was also injured while filming for the series in 2006, hence why I'm discussing this in this particular episode. Hammond crashed a car while travelling at nearly 300 miles an hour on the former RAF Elvington Air Base near York, leaving him in a coma with a frontal lobe brain injury. He survived and ultimately returned to the series alongside fellow hosts Clarkson and May. This crash happened on the 16th of September 2006, okay? And the following production of Series 9 did not happen until the 28th of January 2007, where the episode was broadcast on BBC Two at that particular moment, of course. They were meant to broadcast it during the fall of 2006, but they didn't because he was in a coma. So they pushed it back to the beginning of 2007, which means, that's really what it is, to be honest. So basically, Richard Hammond did say in a podcast he made last month that he worried that the crash would be responsible for his worsening memory, which obviously is the reason, because he went off, the tire burst, he went off in a dragster on the grass, flipped. I I know exactly what happened, yeah? The visor flipped up, yeah, forcing soil into his mouth and then damaging his left eye in the process. That was really... If I was in that situation, I would have probably been petrified or even mortified by that particular situation as well. So, I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say about this article that the BBC has put out on their website, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, Freddie Flintoff is, of course, a guy that's really respectable. I mean, I like the guy. He's really funny. And, of course, he was also a former cricket player as well, which is really not really necessary, not really, like, stuff like that. But, I mean, I like Freddie. I mean, he's a really nice guy. I've got a lot of respect for him. I've got a lot of respect for Paddy and Chris, who are also their fellow hosts for Top Gear as well. And, well, I mean, he's always a good daredevil. He always used to, like, crash into stuff and all that type of stuff as well. But, I mean, I know with a lot of respect with him, I think he's really done his best. I mean, I hope he gets well soon. I hope season 34 hope season 34 resumes filming as soon as possible. I hope he's okay. I wish him the speediest of recoveries. I mean, yeah, it's not a joke when you talk about crashing cars and stuff like that and risking your own life to be making a TV show for viewers across the globe to watch it at home and across the globe. It's not going to broadcast here in the UK. It's broadcast everywhere else in the world, you know? I mean, ever since Clark's departure, Top Gear has been broadcast simultaneously right across the globe. So that's really, really good as well. So this is the end of my first episode on TTV1. See you next week where we discuss more things Top Gear related. See ya, guys.